Alright, we should be live now. Hey, what's up, everyone? Happy Wednesday, as always. Hope everyone's doing well. Okay, we have some people early to the chat. Shane Eslick. Hello, Shane. You had to get some stuff done last week. Yeah, we did miss you last week, so... You got an eviction notice and you need to move by the end of November. I'm sorry to hear that. Was that due to, like, not being able to make rent? Or is that more of they're trying to get you out for one reason or another so that they get, like, up rent prices or what? But, yeah, that sucks, man. Hey, what's up, Extreme Zone 97? What's up, Kevin Ngo, as always? Oh, I need to set up the chat highlighter, so let me do that real quick. Let me pop the chat out. Alright. Alright, let me see. Jason Whitmer said, ooh, what is wrong with that? Give me 1 second. Huh. All the highlights. Our plate's really weird. Okay, this is better. Oh, crap. What is my stream settings at? Output. Nope, I'm at 1920, so I should be good. Alright, I think these should be better. Why is the Spitfire so big? Okay, here we go. Hey, what's up, Uncle Bill? Yeah, let's pop you guys out. Hey, what's up, John? Why does Danny look like a... What is a gooner? Did you mean goober, or is a gooner a thing? In the thumbnail. Well, I am wearing my hoodie today because it is starting to get pretty cold in Washington, especially in my basement. So, yeah, I'm wearing like long, this, as well as I'm wearing sweatpants and all that. So, yeah, I'm trying to just keep warm. I don't do well with cold temperatures. Hey, what's up, Bruce Coleslaw? Sorry we're missing streams for school. Yeah, no worries. If you have to stop attending stream for whatever reason, that the streams are always available after the fact for at least a week or two before I unlist them, which they go to a playlist that's shown in the bottom of the description. But yeah, I understand that people get busy. I'm surprised by the amount of people though who are able to make stream almost every single Wednesday. Like nothing in life like has come up that has made you miss stream. So I do appreciate all the people who have been consistently showing up. And of course, as always, while we're talking about appreciation, thanks for all the channel members who have been showing the support. We just had a resubscription, which I don't know why it didn't pop up on the screen. Mike 1360 just had 8 months, so thank you for that. Let me see if I can connect it. Okay. Oh, it's messed up here too. Why? Why does it do this to me? So we're just chilling for a bit, waiting for people to get their water, use the bathroom, all that good stuff. And I need to fix this. Here we go. I don't know why my OBS settings just got all messed up. There we go. Is Doback Slaps not on the list? Huh, maybe he was not able to renew for this month. Let me take a look. Yo, Dobak slaps MVP. Did I mess something up? Let me look on my end of things. Oh, let me get some music in here too. We'll go with some chip tune as always. Here we go. Yeah, no, Dobak Slap should be. Oh, you know, that's super chat. Let me look at the members. I do not see him on the active membership list, so maybe he was not able to continue, which is totally fine because he's already donated so much. Yep, he is not there, so he did not renew. Good eye though, I wouldn't have noticed that. It's 90 in Houston right now, only 86 here in... Oh yeah, because California just had like a crazy heat wave, right? Like 115 or something, I think I was seeing people say. So... yeah, I guess in Washington, we had a wildfire nearby recently, so we did have orange skies and smoke, like ashy, smoky skies. But that was pretty much it. Not really extreme weather up here. Bruce Ghostlaw. Should I wait for a 4050 or get a 3050 or a 2060? Bruce Ghostlaw, quick question. Are you only an NVIDIA fan? So I did want to look at Steam hardware survey after we take a quick peek at that 4090, which the leak came out yesterday, I believe. But I wanted to get some of y'all's opinions on it. Prince2X, how you been though? Last time I've been in a stream was like a minute ago. Yeah, I mean I've been doing well. I'm here every single week, Wednesday. I know, you know, a 2-hour block of time is a lot to ask every single week of people. So if people aren't able to come to every stream, it's totally okay. But I am glad when people find their way back after a while and, you know, stop by to at least say hi and see what's up. I hope you're doing well, Prince2X. That's true, Shane. That's a good point. So I'm gonna put Dobak back on the list. And I need to highlight his name because the way I do it every single week, I go to the active members list and I actually copy and paste it manually into a Photoshop file that I have that has all the names. So, yeah. Dobak, he's bought enough memberships to basically be on there forever, as well as a few other people. So that's a good point. I'll be sure to do that. Robert Cow, Nerd Budget, you buying that 4090, dude? Yeah, right. I don't think anyone has rumored about the price of it, but I mean it's definitely gonna be over $1,000 card, right? So yeah, I don't know what my personal limit on a graphics card would be. Probably $600 to $700. But that maxes out at like a 70 or 80 series from NVIDIA about for most generations. So no way it's below 1200. Yeah, we'll see. And with all these AIB cards and stuff like that, yeah, it's gonna push the price up another 100 to 200 over whatever the MSRP is supposedly be, right? Or the suggested retail price. So, hey, what's up, Sully? What's up? M8X425. Yes, I love the falling ash that started midday Saturday to Monday morning. Yeah, so we went out for to quickly grab something, and as soon as I opened my door, like all the ash started going into my car. So now I have a small layer of ash from the smoke in my car that I need to clean up. So that kind of sucked. Let's be honest, bro. If it requires an 800-watt power supply, it will turn a lot of people off. Honestly, you can get good power supplies for $100 that are like 850 to 1,000 watts. Yeah, I mean, if you're not going for like the platinum rated super top tier stuff, you can find power supplies for like $100. So I feel like if you're in the market for $1,000+ graphics card in the first place, the power draw and the higher requirements of power supply I don't think it would turn off those people, because they probably were already running systems with really high-end power supplies anyways, right? So you're looking at a $1,000+ graphics card, and the power supply you have to pair with it is anywhere from like 100 to 150. It's such a small fraction in comparison that I feel like it's a drop in the bucket for them. These people are already looking at $2,000-$3,000 builds, where to pay that much for a power supply is not a big deal. But if electricity and power consumption is an issue where they live, because some places have a lot higher, like in Washington it's dirt cheap to get electricity, but in other like either states or countries where it is a bigger deal, then yeah, then maybe that will also be a turnoff. But the power supply itself, like having to buy a higher end power supply, I don't think it's that big of a deal. How big do you think the next gen is going to get? Maybe 4-slot cards. So I think the mid-range stuff should still be like 2 to 2.5 slots. But let's take a look now that people should have, had time to join and get the water and stuff. But let's take a look at this now. So I just have video cards pulled up. There's a lot of different outlets covering this. So here's like what is this? PC Mag, and then if you look here, I think Tech Radar, Extreme Tech, yeah. But I just want to pull this one up because it has both the pictures on here. So here's the Zotac card, which I don't know, is it just me, or are Zotac cards just continually getting like uglier and uglier? For reference, let's take a look at Zotac's website. I think the past Zotac cards actually look pretty good, but this, I'm not a fan of this curved design, and it's like rounded and curved. I don't know why I don't like it. Maybe it's because it's just not been the norm, but Zotac always finds a way to try to make their cards look like unique or something, and it just looks weird. Like we had these ones, which I actually traded for one of these cards. Like if you look at this card, for the back plate and just the overall cooler design, like this is a short fat card, this is a 2-fan card, but it has like this weird like slanted kind of cut look to it. So yeah, I've not been a fan of Zotac cards for the last couple of generations. Even the more normal looking ones, or the ones that are supposed to be more normal looking, let's take a look at some of these. Like here's a 3080. If you look at the front of it, I don't know, the fans just look oversized compared to the plastic shroud. It's got, again, this weird edge on the side here. Let's look at the back plate. I don't know. So Zotac just seems to be continuing on with their kind of trying to look different aesthetic, I guess. But you can look different without looking weird. Okay, so one thing about me is I'm generally not an aesthetic, like, too crazy about the aesthetics of things, right? As long as it just looks somewhat normal and doesn't look horrible, then I'm okay with it. Like, if you've seen in my build videos compared to someone like Zach from Zach's Tech Turf, he places a lot of emphasis, and he actually spends money usually on the, at least the cable extensions, and like a piece of vinyl to cover the power supply, and maybe some other stuff. But I generally don't do that because I'll let the whoever's building the system decide if they want that or not. I'm usually trying to keep the price as low as possible. But like for something like the graphics card, I kind of would care about the look. And if you're gonna give me a Zotac card that looks like this versus like a standard EVGA for the win card, I'm never picking the Zotac card, like, ever. It still looks better than Gigabyte? You think so? Let's take a look. So now we're talking about, we'll get back to the 4090 in a second, but this is a pretty good discussion. Gigabyte, let's just say 3080. We're talking about the Eagle OC? Oh, these ones, okay. Okay, yeah, Gigabyte cards, honestly, I don't think they would look as bad if they didn't have this right here, which I'm trying to think. functionally, I don't know why this big chunk, like, why you would need this missing. It's not for like a vertical GPU slot or any reason like that, right? Like, yeah, I don't know why this just looks like it has a big, it's like someone cut a big slice out of it like you would a birthday cake or something like that. Where's all the images? Gallery, here we go. That is ugly AF, says Shauner. Hey, what's up, Shauner? But yeah, this card itself, I think it would look fine if that chunk wasn't missing. And let's take a look at everything else. Backplate, yeah, everything else would look fine, honestly. These are all, I think, is that, I can't tell if that middle fan's bigger by slightly or not. Or this is a smaller fan on the side. But either way, yeah. So, I think Zotac is uglier than this. Actually, let me take that back. So, you take a look at the front view here. It's hard to tell that chunk's missing if you're looking directly to the side. But, yeah, not the best looking card here. Robert Cap Galax has always had the cleanest. Okay. Let's take a look at Galax real quick. I think Galax are usually known for their like Hall of Fame or white cards. So let's take a look at what they have. The only thing about Galax is, ooh, here's the Hall of Fame edition 3090. Yeah, I think they look unique. Galax, even though they are sold in the US, Galax has that like overseas sold in other countries look to it that you don't usually get from the typical brands you find in the US. So they do stand out quite a bit. Okay, so now getting back to this one, what are your thoughts on just curved shapes? What the heck is wrong with my cap lock? Alright, let me add a, crap, I gotta do the poll over here. Alright, so let's run a poll. Yeah, what are your thoughts on this? For some reason, this reminds me of like either a skateboard or a snowboard of some sorts. Kind of looks like a peanut too, because it kind of, yeah, it looks like a Planter's Peanut guy. Or reminds me of it. Shauner does not hate it. We don't have all the angles. We only kind of have the top and bottom views from these two. Actually, on the backplate view, I think it looks even worse. Because for the backplate just looks way too small, or a little bit smaller. You see how it's size compared to the heatsink? Yeah, it looks like they took it and shrunk it to like 90% of what it should be to get full coverage of everything in the back here. M8X 425 said, don't care because I won't touch a Zotac card. Performance-wise, Zotac cards have been fine for me. I just don't prefer them aesthetically. It looks like an old 90s Mac design, but for GPUs. Yeah, this doesn't look like it belongs in 2022 at all. This looks like, what year would I place this at? I don't know. Maybe like 2014 or something, 2013. They're on a budget. I like it more than their 3000, but like the Zotac 1000. Yeah, the Zotac cards. Let's see. I forget what the 2000 series card. Let's look at the 2060. Yeah, here we go. This is when Zotac's. I mean, they still had some flair and like some let me make sure this fits. They still had like some flares and kind of like stealthy, kind of like military plane types of angles to it. But yeah, I mean, this definitely looks way better than all the current stuff, in my opinion. Thanks for the reminder, Kevin. I appreciate it. I'm sure there's a pure design reason for it. Manufactured thermals, etc. Yeah. So, well, can we tell anything from this image? Not really. I mean, from a design point of view, I'm curious to... I feel like a lot of the times, though, the companies, when they... Like, let's take a look at Gigabyte here. if we look at key features on this, a lot of the stuff, let's see, screen cooling, extended heatsink design, like a lot of this stuff, I kind of doubt it makes much of an effect on the performance. Okay, larger copper plate and heat pipe, yeah, sure, that would be one. But when they say like this right here, I feel like it's just a bunch of marketing jargon to like try to make it seem more advanced, when graphics cards have for the most part been like the same design, for except like Nvidia kind of did a neat thing when they brought their 30 series Founders Edition out, right? But this one just seems like a standard heatsink on the PCB with a cooler on it, that it doesn't seem like there's anything else going on, but maybe we'll see. Lemon Squid says, in my opinion, all the GPUs are boxy and they all look the same except Founders Edition, so I like the leaked GPUs. Okay, so you like it because it looks different. In terms of the polls right now from the votes we have, do you like curved shapes? Most people said no, some said yes, and some don't care. But it's almost a 60% skew towards no. Yeah, I guess I'm curious how this would look in terms of like putting it in a case with everything else. It's hard to say what this would look like. But also Zotac, with the non-standard black color scheme, if you put this in a black case, like I feel like this would be hard to match. This definitely looks like more of a grayish dark gray and not like a standard black that could help tie a build together with the same color scheme. But all right, this video card review does not have anything else, so I think TechSpot. All right, so this is hardware, or at least, does anyone know if TechSpot is a part of Hardware in Box, or does Steve just write for them? I forget. Like, does Hardware in Box or Steve and Tim also own all of TechSpot, or do they just write a lot of articles for them, or have some kind of like sister company relationship? But I think, okay, I'm here in terms of the performance. Let's see. What would? So they're saying there's a reported leak. Synthetic benchmarks, which, you know, you gotta take with a grain of salt compared to like actual FPS of like gameplay. It's performing, the 4090 performs 78% faster than the current gen RTX 3090 Ti. So for it to be double the performance, it would need to be 100% faster, right? So it's almost at that 80%, which means it's almost at that double the performance, at least for a 3D Mark score. Again, that's not necessarily going to translate over to like just straight up doubling your FPS, especially if you're bottlenecked at the CPU side. So okay, Steve started at TechSpot and then joined Matt at Hardware in Box. Okay, so that's the history of it. I actually didn't know that, so thanks for the information. This is weird too, because this seems like way too much of a performance jump. Let's take a look real quick at what the second to third gen, so the GPU hierarchy. Tom's Hardware, this is just a quick reference, which, by the way, here's the link to the TechSpot article if you want to see it for yourself. Okay, so let me blow this up. So if we look at, because what we're looking at right here is the 4090, and of course they're gonna at some point release a 4090 Ti, right? But we're looking at the previous gen flagship compared to the upcoming gen, like almost flagship. Just so that would be the same as looking at a 2080 Ti versus a 3090, or I guess you can look at the Titan RTX. Where's the 30 series? So if we're looking at about 100 FPS here, and we jump up to a 3090, which was 130 FPS. So that was 30% gain, maybe 40% if you compare it to a 2080 Ti. But yeah, we haven't seen that big of a jump in performance. And then let's take a look at any of these compared to like the previous 1080 Ti, which is sitting at around 70-ish FPS, jumping up to let's say 2080, which is, yeah. So these leaks, or at least these 3D Mark scores being 78% faster, I would like to see that actually, like, not in person, but like actual results from either games or even the 3D Mark benchmarking screen, rather than just, yeah, because they would have posted a screenshot if they actually had it, right? Shane, yeah, so Shane Essex says, it would be interesting to see how the money comparing the 3090 Ti versus the 4090, since it's so much faster. So let's take a look at what 3090 Ti's cost right now, and maybe that'll give us an idea of what these can cost when they actually come out. We're just gonna look at Newegg. Why did I even type in costs? What was the point of that? Okay, so we'll look at the lowest price. These are now down to nope, 3090s for $1,000. Oh yeah, there's 3090 Ti right here, $1,000. This is the Gigabyte Gaming. Here's a not ugly Gigabyte card. Wow, this is very dark and black. This card looks very sleek and clean. But yeah, you can get a 3090 Ti for $1,000, and you get the $60 Marvel Spider-Man Remastered game, the gaming bundle. Hey, what's up, Raven Young? It says, hey Danny, love the hood. How's it going? Also, we got any Jawa sellers here? Possibly John. Yeah, we do. We definitely have Jawa sellers here. We have Jason Whitmer, who's Drebler over on Jawa, as well as Shane, or not Shane, Shauner. Sorry, not Shane. Yeah, this is way better looking than the Eagle. But yeah, definitely. We usually get quite a bit of Jawa people in here. We've had Death Tech, who is official Jawa. We've had Bubble Tea Builds, as well as a handful of others. So shout out to the Jawa crew, which were in Jawa was the most recent ad that I ran on a video, which if you guys haven't seen yet, it's the StockX video. So let's talk about that real quick. So the StockX video, I released it this past weekend. Right now the channel is definitely out of the algorithm because I didn't post for like 5 weeks. So YouTube, I'm just gonna have to wait for it to hopefully eventually show that video. But with the StockX video, I had a lot of people that almost got mad at me for exposing a big flaw in StockX's system. They're saying, well, yeah, you totally scammed StockX though. My intention wasn't to scam StockX as much as it was to show or also learn about their process for authentication of electronics, which I feel like it's a big market, especially like when we had the pandemic. And I bet you people are going to be selling these RTX 40 series cards on StockX. So we're going to keep on seeing StockX be like a relevant marketplace. But the fact that I was able to get a graphics card through them very easily, to me, that's kind of alarming. Because someone can easily do that with the RTX 4090, and that's even more money. But my intention was not to steal $278 from StockX. I will happily, and I even pinned a comment recently about it. If a StockX rep sees the video, which I think they eventually would, because someone actually tagged StockX's Twitter account on my Twitter post about it. So someone at StockX will definitely end up seeing the video. If they want the money back, they just need to reach out to me and we can arrange that. But that was just what was necessary to go through with the whole process. At least I try to do the best of my ability to like minimize the damage done to outside parties, which is why I sold it to Matt from Tech by Matt and not a complete random stranger, right? But yeah, a lot of people they were almost like StockX or big company apologists, where I feel like StockX is definitely in the wrong here because they are advertising a service and charging people for it, and they're really doing nothing to actually authenticate or verify. Like, I don't know. Like I said in the video, they need x-ray machines or something like that. So Dylan Abelson. So the one thing that people don't realize about the StockX thing is if you get your account banned either on StockX or your PayPal, you have to continuously make new accounts. So it's not like you can just do this scam like 1,000 times, because unless you can easily make 1,000 PayPal emails. But I think, doesn't PayPal require social security now, or your social security number? So it's not like you can do this a million times. I was just trying to expose a flaw in the system, not teach people, which obviously also, why would you try to scam people on StockX? If you learned that from my video, when you could easily do it on eBay, OfferUp, or any of the other marketplaces. I was just specifically zoning in on StockX for this video because they are special in that they guarantee like a 99.9% authentication accuracy rate or something like that on their website. So yeah. Kevin Go says, I need to watch the StockX video. It's a bit of a long one. It's 22 minutes. And it was because I wanted to be very thorough in showing like exactly what I did. Because I didn't want people to call me out for faking the video. Because I've seen StockX videos, people trying to send fake shoes in. And I've never seen someone successfully sell something that was fake on StockX. That was like shown on YouTube. But the fact that I got my graphics card through pretty easily, I don't know. It says something about their graphics card department. Can anyone verify? I could have sworn PayPal asked either for driver's license or address or social security number. Maybe it wasn't social security number. I might be confusing that with some like Binance or what's it called? Whatever the crypto Coinbase was. I'm probably confusing with that. But I think PayPal requires at least verified address or something like that. Repentancy. You should make videos pushing older hardware to its limits. I like watching that stuff. Yeah, I do. I should have a video about Optiplexes coming up relatively soon, as well as pairing it with like an older graphics card and comparing it to what you could get now. But yeah. Hardcore miners are trying to force it to fork tomorrow. Won't matter though. Yeah, so is that for sure a thing that's happening? Weren't we supposed to get a fork in July? I kept on hearing about it, but I kind of forgot because it never actually happened. But yo, Mike 1360 with a 10 gifted Nerd on a budget membership. Let me see if this pops up. Because why is this stuff not popping up on the screen? There it is. Alright, it's gonna start popping up soon. First of all, Mike 1360. Here, where is it at? I need to pin this. It won't let me pin it. But we got a whole bunch of people who just got the gifted memberships. But why is the Spitfire highlight not showing up? That StockX payout was just the labor for making the video. Yeah, right. That video, it took so long to get out because StockX was being very slow about responding. It would be like Matt puts in the request for, you know, refund or whatever, customer service. They would take like a day to respond and then tell him, oh, we need 3 or 4 days to do this. And then they got back to him and said, hey, can you send it to us? He sent back the graphics card. It got delivered to them and it sat at StockX's HQ or wherever for 2 weeks until they finally refunded him the money. I almost finished the video saying, hey, StockX never refunded and they ghosted Matt. But they luckily got in on the last day before I released the video. Yeah, the customer service was super slow, but whatever. At the end of the day, they did the right thing and refunded him. So, I didn't know you could only gift subs on PC and not on mobile. That seems like a flaw that YouTube needs fixed. But yeah, Matt or Mike, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Okay, so is anyone, okay, we're gonna end the last poll. Is anyone actually interested in buying the 3090? Like, is there a good chance? I don't know. I feel like I said, my personal cap is probably like $600 to $700 on the graphics card, and that's like my personal cap. My recommended, like, I would personally feel the best buying is around 500, to be honest. But if I had to, like, if it was a shortage or something and a $500 card went up to 700 and I really needed it, I would spend that. But Jason Whitmer is too much of a baller and he only wants a 4090 Ti, so he will wait for that. But Patrick McGovern says, I think the 3070 Ti is gonna be good enough for a while. Coalition Gaming, far more interested in the next gen Radeon. Alright. Oh, so this is what I want to do next. So Let me go back to the screen. So, without looking, and we're gonna be looking at some Steam hardware survey. Okay, let's see. So, actually, let me finish this poll before we get into Steam hardware survey, because I was starting to take a look at them today, and I was noticing some trends that are somewhat alarming, but Jason, we gotta convert you. Maybe you should build a PC for your wife that's AMD and get her thoughts on it as a neutral party. 75% NVIDIA, baby, let's go. That's what they have been pretty much for the last few years, I feel like. Yeah, I need... Chris, why did my Spitfire alert not go up? I did update stream elements just before the stream, but I'm sad that everyone's thing didn't pop up on the screen. Uh-oh. That's why I messed up. Oh, crap. I replaced the Spitfire with the chat highlight. Oh, man. That's what I did. Give me one. Oh, I gotta do the stream elements thing real quick. That was my fault. I chose the wrong source and replaced the URL from it. So, let me see. Dashboard. What is the revenue overlays? My overlays. My alert. Edit. Where'd I get the link from this thing? Defaults. Can I default this? Yes. Okay. That's not it. No. I just messed this up. Copy URL. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. Well, that's all messed up. I'm gonna have to fix that at some point. Sorry about that. Okay. Okay, Steam hardware survey. So, I wanted to take a look at this because it's been a few months. Actually, when did graphics card prices start dropping? Like April, May timeframe, right? Where we could start to find graphics cards at MSRP and then slowly progress towards finding cards for under MSRP, unless you're NVIDIA, because what is the RTX 3060 at right now? RTX 3060 is still above the MSRP, this close to the new release. You can get a refurbished one for $350 apparently, but we're looking at $380, which is 50 over the 330 MSRP. So yeah, NVIDIA cards are still well above MSRP. AMD cards are well below MSRP. But if we take a look at Steam hardware survey, August 2022, I'm gonna have to zoom in on this. So I thought, so Steam conducts a monthly survey, but oh yeah, we're in September right now, so they're not gonna have this till the end of the month. But if we take a look at Steam hardware survey, we've got 76% NVIDIA. What I've done was I've also put up a way back machine. Why does this has different zoom rates, huh? So what is that? 15 versus almost 75. NVIDIA has almost 5 times the market share of AMD. And then we have Intel, which most of these Intel results right here, those are going to be integrated graphics. I'm pretty sure. There's no way people have anywhere near this in the discrete GPUs. So yeah, we got like integrated graphics. But I went and took a look at the Steam hardware where why is this being all weird? What? The color's so bad. Let me try to redo this. It was not doing that earlier, but using the webarchives.org, we could go back to a year ago and to see what this page looked like, and if we compare the two, which I'm sorry for the off colors, NVIDIA was winning by 1% and AMD was roughly the same, 0.5% different. So then let's go back to 2020. So we're gonna keep on going back in time, right? To see if there's a shift in the trend. Or if it's been staying like this for a while. So if we look at 2020, which was COVID, still, AMD actually had 2% higher user on the Steam hardware survey, and NVIDIA had less. So from basically the kind of like the peak of COVID or the first year of COVID till now, NVIDIA got a couple percentages from AMD, and then Intel is about the same. So let's go back to 2019 though, before anything about COVID hit. So back in 2019, AMD was 15%, so we're not talking about more than a percent different than what we're seeing today, with NVIDIA at 74%. So we've been seeing this trend for at least the last 3 or 4 years. We're gonna finish on 2018. Mohammed Beg, I actually have a video coming out this summer, or not this summer, this weekend, this Sunday. August 28th. Okay, here we go. So Mohammed, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Can I look at this? Yeah, we can take a look at Phynix PC, but I do have a full dedicated review video of Phynix PC systems this coming weekend. All right, and then back in 2018, we're seeing the same thing. NVIDIA winning about 5 times the amount of users than AMD. So about 15% and 75%. So now let's go back to today, which is August 2022. We're going to go to more info. The top card still is the 1060. So a lot of I wish the Steam hardware survey would let you filter more. Yeah, they don't let you. I wonder if there would be a way to do it. You would probably have to do it yourself, like by hand, or write some kind of like Excel script. Or I'm gonna leave this on so that we don't forget it. But the 1060, 1650, 2060. So going down, the first, I guess a lot of people using laptops with 3060s in it. It looks like it's even beating the desktop variant. But you have to go down at least. The top 4 cards are from previous generations. Then you start seeing the 30 series cards here, here, and here. But you notice how many cards you have to go down until you see the first AMD graphics card, which I don't know why this is here. AMD Radeon graphics with no specification. Is that like, I don't know. Oh yeah, that must be the APU based on how they do the Intel graphics as well. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So the 16th place is when we first start to see AMD graphics on here. And it's not even like a discrete graphics card. I think this is the APU integrated graphics. And then you have to keep going a little bit further until you get to something that is really old by this point. What is this, like 5 years old? The RX 580? Is it 5 or 6 years old? But then we keep going down. You don't start seeing stuff from this current generation on AMD. Here you see the 5700, but by now we're well into like 20 cards deep. We don't start seeing... Oh wait, Vega's right here, so I don't know what this AMD Radeon graphics is. But look at this. We keep going down. RX 550. The first card, the most popular current generation AMD card, is this RX 6600 XT at 0.3%. Less than 1/3% on here. Which, there's a ton of cards, so none of these cards have more than, I guess, the 1060 is the highest at 7%. So we're not expecting high percentages on any single card. But just looking at AMD with about 14 to 15% of the Steam hardware market anyways, and not seeing a card until the 6600 XT, this could mean one of two things. People aren't buying the AMD cards despite being much better value from a gaming perspective. And I would say for streaming too. You can stream on AMD encoders just fine. But people aren't buying them, or they're just waiting still because the top cards are the previous gen stuff. I'm just surprised though that something like, let's say, a 3060 is here, a 3070 is here. So people have upgraded from these older cards that you see are dominating the top of the charts to the newer stuff. It's just to the NVIDIA newer stuff. People really don't like AMD's newest cards, at least gamers anyways. And people have made a good comments or in the chat right now. It could be because all the AMD cards were snatched up by miners, which I thought AMD's 5000 series graphics card performed better than 6000 series for mining. But correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, and then good point, Chris. OBS, one of the most recent updates, they added functionality to improve streaming from AMD's encoder. So technically I'm on that because I have I'm on OBS 28.0.1. So for a stream like this, it's probably negligible. For gaming streams, you might be able to tell, but I feel like most people watch streams from as like a side window or on like their mobile device anyways. So the performance prior to that update, I think, was fine anyways. Yeah, so I just wanted to take a look at the Steam hardware survey today just because I think it's a lot of interesting information. NVIDIA is going to be having I think, is it next week or the week after? They're going to be having, actually, maybe I can't talk about that. Never mind. I didn't say anything. But we do know that their cards are going to be releasing soon. So I don't know. I don't know what AMD can do to change the trend of this. I think even if AMD knocked it out of the park with their upcoming release and like everything that they show when they have like an official like event to unveil the cards and stuff, even if they did everything perfect and they come priced under NVIDIA and they have like very good encoder and they're starting to do like the noise cancellation on the streamer side of things, even if AMD delivers everything that people would ask for, I don't think people are gonna buy their cards still. I would still think we're gonna see the same trend going into next year, that NVIDIA is still gonna have 5 times as many users, at least according to Steam hardware survey, than AMD. It's so ingrained in people's minds that AMD has like bad hardware support and doesn't have NVENC encoder and things like that, that no one wants to actually give it a chance. Shane Essex says, I don't understand why the RX 580 isn't up at the top. Yeah, where is that thing? So it's way down here at almost like number 20. And where's the 480? Because I feel like those cards for the longest time, I felt like they were the best value cards. Like the RX 480 and 580 for the longest time were coming in a little, like, noticeably under the 1060s and performed better than them. So for the 1060 to be this high and for the 580 and 480 to cost the same or less and have better performance, I feel like you're right, Shane. It should be higher up on the list. Where's the GT 710? Let's see. Is that even on here? GT 710 is way down here. Actually, it's not way down there. So, what? GT 710 is beating the 6700 XT. This is my card right here. More people have reported to Steam that they're using the GT 710 than the card that I'm using. What else is it beating? It's beating the 6600 as well, and the 560. There was nothing wrong with the RX 560. I felt like that was a good card that you could use that didn't require external power and that was like cheap enough to get you into esports. So it's funny because a lot of the people who would be using the GT 710s, I would think, aren't gamers. It's mostly to have dedicated graphics in your system so you can have like multi-monitor support compared to integrated graphics. So the fact that it's actually beating it in like Steam, which is gaming centric, oh, that's kind of sad. 5500 XT. Here's the GT 750. Or GTX 750 rather, not the TI. Here's the 480 down here. Yeah, so I mean, we look at where this is on the list. We are going down. The lowest, some of the lowest cards is 6500 XT. Like, that's not surprising. RX 460 being this low, to me, is pretty surprising. Again, these are the types of cards that people were constantly flipping in the used market, you know, a few years after they were released. So I feel like a lot of people would be, more people would be on this. So when and if I get a 6600, my position on the list wouldn't change much. Yeah, the 6600, all the way down here at 0.15%. Apologies if this is too personal. Feel free to ignore. No, that's fine. Are those splotches on your skin from the mosquito bites? No, they weren't. I think I had some kind of reaction to the mosquito bites. Those were mostly on my arms and legs. But I started getting the rashes on my face while I was sick. So I don't know what it is. I'm going to see a specialist in 2 months about it, because that's how far out it is, like, to make an appointment to figure out what it is. I hope it's not permanent. I hope it doesn't scar over. But yeah, the rashes on my face, they weren't the mosquito bites specifically, but they could have been a result of my body's reaction to the multiple mosquito bites I got. What's your opinion on a 1660 Super? Honestly, I don't think they're worth buying brand new right now, because they come in at the same cost as like a 6600. So let's see. If we look at a 1660 Super, you're looking at, oh, I guess you can find one for 212, but they're more commonly found at like 240, 250, 276. Here's one for 230, but let's see, RX 6600s. Those are 240. We were finding them used on eBay the other week for like 215 to 220. But if we look at their overall performance, again, we're not looking at like NVIDIA features versus AMD features. We're looking at a 60. Can I zoom out? So a 6600 performance is up here, and a 1660 Super is down here. So we're looking at 50 versus like almost 70 FPS. So you're looking at 15 versus 70, like 30-ish% gains just by going to this card for not much more, and just newer, longer driver support. So my thoughts are that if you're gonna get a 1660 Super, probably look on the used market, but let's see what those are going for. I mean, at this point, I'm thinking 1660 Super for 130. That's actually not bad. You could probably get a 1070 for cheaper, and it'll be very similar in performance. But yeah, so the 1660 Super. Oh, wait, read parts only. Sorry. We got to go down. So these are more of like 170, 160, 170. This is not, it's not 130. It was for parts only, and you had to read this. We have to only assume. The open box, here's one from like a Lenovo pre-built, it looks like, for 155. Here's one for 160. So 66, most cards I think are fine. It's just their new cost and the used cost is going to be the determining factor of whether, you know, or not I hold of high value in them. For a card like this, I just don't see the value of buying brand new, when you could get at least 30, if not 50% off, at least 30% off buying in the used market. But when you're getting this high in price, I would say just go on to the what's current gen right now. Like a lower end current gen card would be much better value. I've seen 1070 sell for 120. Yeah, 150 recently. So the last 1070 I bought was 150, but let's see what a 1070 is going for, because it's been a couple of months since I personally picked one up in my local area. But all these parts only. Here's a new listing. Yeah, you can get this for $100. Not working. Okay, so these start at 100. If not, here's a gigabyte. Well, parts only. Is this a scam ad? Or parts only, huh? Why did... Oh, I'm blind. It did say for parts only. We got refurbished cards, parts only. Pre-owned. Yeah, so we're seeing them around $150 price point for the lowest ones. Man, some of these shipping ones are a lot. This is like misleading, right? Because it looks like it's 120, but you're paying almost 30 bucks in shipping. Yeah, click the use tabs. It's more of... I do want new stuff though, so you would have to go to... Where is it at? Used. I mean, I would be down for seller refurbished as well. Certified refurbished should be fine as well. Why does it keep on Let me click multiple things for refreshing. There we go. So this one's $110 plus $17 shipping. This is a PNY Accelerate one. Kind of an ugly card. This is before PNY made their Accelerate brand look better. Rand had one for $140 on Jawa. That's not too bad. You could probably get him down another 10 bucks. Just replace the fans. We were just talking about fans last week. So, brand new fans on this one, fully tested, ready to go. This is actually not too bad. This works out to 130-ish, 127 before tax. Let's take a look at Jawa. Jason with the Jawa plug. Make me look here. Not making me look. I always do like browsing Jawa. Just to see where this is going. So, if we look at... So, we have a 65 NZXT for 145. Here's a 140 from Rand's PC Parts and Sleepers. And then here's one for 150 from G&E, who is not a verified seller, but has a 100% rating. Okay, so 150 with $10 shipping. Here is 140 with $10 shipping as well. And this is the Gigabyte one with the orange accents. If you are a huge Linus Tech Tips fan and you want to build a Linus themed PC, you can get one of these. But okay, and Rand's totally a legit seller. I've played games and talked to him multiple times. He's a really cool dude. So I would definitely trust buying something from him. Shane Essex says, here GPU size box postage is $15 AUD to anywhere. What is... I'm sorry, Shane. I can never remember conversion. So, okay, so 10 bucks. In the US, flat rate shipping boxes, USPS. We have flat rate shipping as well. But I think to fit something like a graphics card, here we go. You would need, wait, is this the best chart for it? USPS flat, here. Nope, crappy screenshots. But you would need to spend, I think, at least 15 for a priority USPS box. Yeah, it would be either large or medium, which I think, if I remember correctly, starts at around 13 to 15 bucks. So, and it depends. Are you trying to fit the whole box? I guess for actually for this one, this seems like a pretty long card. But this should be able to fit in medium. It depends if you're shipping the box with it too, because that's gonna add bulk to it that might not fit into like a medium box. But yeah, $14.25 for the medium that fits most GPU retail boxes. Okay, there we go. So yeah. The flat rate boxes are pretty nice, but using something like Pirate Ship, you may be able to get it for cheaper at the discounted shipping rates. But is that the only 1070 here? We do have a 6500 XT. Here's a, yep. So there's multiple 1070s. Here's, like, look at this. This is when Zotac still had decent looking cards. Not a fan of the gray color, but the shape of it is definitely better than what they do nowadays. But yeah, so 1070s galore on here. They're also selling a 580, which is surprising for the same price. I don't know if 580s are actually retaining the value like that. Because the 1070 definitely beats out a 580. Did they just reset this crap on me? They did, didn't they? They reset my filters. Any good storage deals on Jawa? Okay, give me 1 second. I'll take a look. I just want to see what 580s are going for. Pre-owned, $100. Parts only, pre-owned. Just to make sure this is not a scammer. Plenty of feedback. Great condition, barely used. Comes in. Yeah. So RX5, this is not an 8GB one though, right? Yep. We gotta look for 8GB. So most of the cheaper ones that are around $100 are going, are the 4GB ones. 8GB for 124. So this is the XFX big red dot on the fans one. Any good storage deals on Jawa? Also, Mohammed Beg, are you still there? Mohammed, I hope you're still on stream because I did not forget about your super chat question and I do want to look at it. Yeah. Okay, sweet. We will look at Phynix PC. Just give me 1 second to finish this up. I'm going to group yours in with... If anyone has anything you want me to look at or have any questions, right now is the time to submit to Twitter. Show off your setup. Show off your PCs. Ask me to look at specific pre-builds. Ask me to look over your PC part picker list. Ask... Well, it's not just me. Also, it's the whole chat. When I bring something up on screen, it's everyone kind of giving their thoughts and hopefully helping you out if you have any questions whatsoever about like what you should upgrade and things like that. So right now is the time. Go to Twitter, at me, and tag me and give as much detail as possible, and we will go over user submissions and try to help people out as we do every week. But okay, so yeah, this 580 on Jawa, I would say, unless this is like a really special edition card, it doesn't look like it's just a powder color card. Kind of overpriced. But let's look at external, not external storage. Where's the storage? They have external storage here. Where's internal storage? There's memory. Oh, storage. Here we go. All right. Oh, you, Jason. All right, we got Drevler Builds, aka Jason Whitmer, who's in the house. Jason has a barely used budget NVMe. Okay, so it's the Kingston NB1, 2 terabytes. 2 terabytes for $130. That is a really good dollar per gigabyte ratio. Yeah, Jason, I'm gonna link this just because let me look at what these are going for though. I remember these went on sale. I forgot for how much not too long ago. But let's see what you can pick them up for now. And then we might crucify Jason for it. Or let me see. So we got Newegg and Amazon. Yeah, we'll see how Jason's priced this out. So we have $125 plus $5 shipping. Has Jawa started charging tax yet? Because that's gonna be the biggest determiner, I think. So Jason will get you this for $130, I think, out the door. No tax on Jawa yet, so you're paying $130 for this. If you go to either Newegg or Amazon, it's going for $140 right now, but I live in Washington. $140 would be $155 almost, like $154 after tax. So you could be saving like around $20-25 buying this one, and you'll be supporting, you know, another fellow PC enthusiast. But I think you would also get warranty still too for something like this. But be sure to look at if the warranty is transferable first. I just think for the most part, things like SSDs, they come with whatever, 2-year, 3-year warranty, and I'm not sure if the manufacturer really like looks for your invoice and all that stuff. Please don't wait. What did Carson say? I didn't see it. Wait. NVIDIA. Someone just said NVIDIA cards almost look cooler. You're interested in the Wyvern model. Okay, Mohammed. Okay, so yeah, Jason, I think you have this priced pretty well. I mean, it's an SSD. usually these aren't sold for that much cheaper than what they're going for because they're pretty durable. And for this one being, actually, if you could, can you provide a CDI for this? Just let us know how many boot up and boot downs and how many hours and how much is written on this. You know, run a crystal disk info, run it real quick. Okay. Before we're gonna go to Muhammad's question. So Phynix PC. We had them on stream not too long ago. So let me bring up, where's Muhammad's super chat if it's still here. Here we go. Can you look at this system integrator with me? Okay. So I've already wrapped up my thoughts on Phynix PC, but you're looking at the Wyvern PC, right? So this is what I am going to do in the video, but I mean, we only have like, we have like 100 people here. So I feel like I'm not going to be spoiling too much, but we can do basically what I did in my video. So here's a Wyvern. So let's click on this. Wyvern, how do you say that? Wyvern. Vega Frontier Edition? Whoa, 1 second. People are getting me off track here. Oh gosh. This, I don't know if I would say it's the most beautiful card. It definitely looks unique. I do like that little clear cube in the corner, but I feel like there have been better looking cards. This makes it look like a you know how workstation cards are usually like this because they're very plain, or like, yeah, very reminiscent of a workstation card and not so much. Oh, this is a workstation card. What am I saying? It's in the title. Okay, Wyvern. Okay, we're gonna run a poll on this. All right, so the Wyvern. All right, so Phynix PCs. So this is their most high-end system. So we're gonna look at the price is $3,300. For $3,300, what do you think you should be getting for that? Do you think with $3,300 you should be able to get the most top-of-the-line parts? So we're talking either 6950 XT or 3090 Ti. We're talking about i9s or Ryzen 9s, right? We're talking about, you know, AIOs, RGB fans, not just RGB fans, but like premium brand RGB fans. We're not talking about freaking ID cooling or like really cheap fans, right? If anything, I feel like it's kind of hard to fill out $3,300 worth of like parts. Like you have to almost force yourself to kind of be throwing money at this thing. I could put together like an i9 3090 build for probably like decently under this, but let's see what they have. And yeah, custom water cooling, things like that. But so this is the Wyvern system. They do have some pictures of it. I can't pull a bigger image up. That is unfortunate. But yeah, I guess if we take a look at the zoomed in look, you're talking about like, you know, 10 RGB fans. Man, these pictures are a little grainy. That's not the stream. That's the zoom in factor. It's a little noisy. But is Lynnwood a cheap brand? No. I mean, Lynnwood, I wouldn't even consider it to be really mid-range. I'd say it's upper mid to almost high tier, especially if you're getting some of like their Unifans or the higher end stuff. Lynnwood has like a good range. They have stuff for the mid tier as well as stuff for the higher end tier. But if we take a look at this, we are looking at the specs, and they do let you do a DDR5 upgrade, which costs, where is that at? DDR5. So that brings it, the additional charge for it is $150. So you're going to be upping the motherboard to a DDR5 compatible one, as well as using DDR5 RAM, which at 32 gigabytes DDR5 RAM costs about twice as much as DDR4 does at the moment. So for 16 gigs, it's about $90. For, you know, DDR4, that's usually around 45 to 50 bucks. But let's look at the specs of this. So we have an O11 Dynamic Evo, which is a very nice case. i9 12900KF, so that's also pretty much top tier of what's available right now anyways. We have a 360mm AIO Corsair H150i. This is like a $250-ish AIO. So again, you could get 360mm AIOs from companies like Vetroo or ID Cooling or something like that for like $100. Well, we're going with at $3,000+. They're putting in stuff from brands like Corsair, which, you know, has always carried a premium. And then we have a Z690 Tomahawk motherboard, 32 gigabytes of 3200. So I'm a little bit surprised that the RAM's not higher end given the price of this. This is just 3200 megahertz CL16 is the standard right now. It's not BDI, it's not like higher clock with lower latency. This is just what most people are getting, because it doesn't make sense to get any slower RAM or any like RAM with higher latency, because this pretty much costs the same. So this RAM I wouldn't consider super high tier, but to me it's actually not that important. I really don't care about the negligible gains that you would get from more expensive RAM, but there are, I mean, there's use cases for it, and if you're spending $3,000, I guess you could make you know, a good case for it. So we do have 1 terabyte of storage. They don't specify the brand of the SSD, and that's because you know, they want to be flexible to be able to use whatever they can get to make it priced well on both the customer side and on their side, you know, so they can get good profits as well. But it is a Gen 4 NVMe SSD, so for most people, for people who are buying a PC like this, you're not gonna notice the difference. I feel like anyone who thinks they can notice the difference between an upper brand versus, or upper tier brand versus lower tier brand, performance wise anyways, those are the types of people who would be building their systems anyways. So to me, this is fine, I guess. It would have been nice to see 2 terabytes in there, just because this system costs so much. The video card is a 3080 Ti, so we didn't reach the 3090 or 3090 Ti threshold for a $3,300 PC. And then for the power supply, we're looking at a 1000 watt EVGA gold. And then Corsair, so they add in a Corsair, wait, what? So the Lee case comes with fans, the Corsair cooler comes with fans, okay. And then they add in another 3-pack, I believe, to the bottom here. So you have a 3-pack of fans on the bottom here, as well as, where's the Lee fans? Wouldn't these be Lee? They only put in 1 pack of 3-pack fans in here. Maybe this picture is not exactly representative of what it is. Oh, there it is. I think these are the Lee fans. Those are the ones that come with the cooler up there. And then you get the bottom set. So this one, the white build is more representative. Yeah, because there should not be Corsair fans on the side here. So yeah, at $3,300, first of all, Mohammed, do you already have a functioning PC? Because if you do, it's hard to recommend buying anything at the moment if you can wait like a few more months. That's a very good point. So yeah, what I did in the video is I went through a PC part picker list, and just, I mean, for the people who are very familiar with part pricing, right? What do you think? What are your thoughts off the bat of this? We'll go back to DDR4 just because, to make it easy. And it's the cheaper, more affordable one. But yeah, I would agree. At $3,000+, why not spend $150 to go to DDR5? You're already spending like extra on so much other stuff that the DDR5 just seems like it's not a big deal to just add that upgrade. You're already getting like super premium like fans and coolers and stuff like that. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Madness Rising? Hope all is well with you as well. So we're gonna go to PC Part Picker. Oh, I gotta check my WoW queue. Okay, I'm still in queue for 15 minutes. Okay, so we're gonna go to PC Part Picker. Where is it? Okay, here we go. We're gonna do PC Builder. Hey, I didn't have to do a thing. Okay, so we're gonna go. So 12900. So they use the KF, which is 550. Okay, no, we're gonna do the exact same build. So for CPU cooler, we got the H150i, which is a 360 millimeter. They got the LCD version, so that's a $260 cooler. Pretty expensive, huh? Okay, what else did they get? We got a Lee Dynamic Evo. So Lee OLED Dynamic Evo. Here, let's do the black one for 180 bucks. The motherboard was a Tomahawk. So the Tomahawk DDR4. Do they specify DDR4? Was it a Wi-Fi one? They did not specify. So Tomahawk DDR4. What's the cheapest one? It's this one right here for 190. Hey, what's up, Shane? No worries, no worries. For memory, they're giving 32 gigabytes. Now, for the system that they sent me, they had Team Group Delta RGB. So I would assume that they would also use Team Group Delta RGB, 3200 megahertz, DL16 for 16 gigabytes. We want the 32 gigabytes. 16, so that's 105 bucks right there. So we're almost at $1,300 so far, but we still have quite a bit to fill out. So we're gonna look for NVMe 1 terabyte Gen 4. We don't need to put Gen 4 in there, but we look at NVMe drives. I don't know if, actually I do know what they're using. What am I saying? They use the PNY drive, so we will look at this PNY right here. Man, 1 terabyte drive is going for easily 60 to 70 bucks is so nice. Oh, it's a Z, not, oh, I'm sorry, I'm blind. No wonder that was so cheap. Good call, good call. For some reason, I was reading the lines wrong. Tomahawk. Okay, so they only come with the, here we go. So it's a $260 motherboard. Oh my goodness, I need to look through my footage again. Hopefully I did not make that same mistake in the video. I don't think I did. It's just because right now I'm going through a lot faster being on stream. Video card. So they have a 3080 Ti in here. And what they sent was an MSI Ventus card. So it would be this. They sent MSI Ventus cards for both the systems they sent over for me to check out. So I'm just going to assume they like MSI. And they're going to go with that one for this. Hey, what's up, Jucifer? My boy, Drew. Okay. Power supply. They said it was an EVGA 1000, and it was a gold one. Gold rated. So we'll look at... We'll put this GQ one in here. Actually... Wait. I'm remembering they used the Supernova, so... on the other two builds, so we'll just assume they're going to do the same here. So Supernova G7, okay, that works. We're at $2,400 right now. Operating system, I put $15 in my video, so I'm gonna ignore the operating system right now. So I think I filled out everything they have in here. Oh, 3-pack of fans, case fans. So we got Corsair 120, QL 120s. So 3-pack of Corsair fans. Yeesh. One fan costs 32 bucks. A 3-pack costs $103. Wow, that's a poll in itself. All right, so we're gonna end the the poll that I asked earlier: Wyvern versus Wyvern, and the poll results. Come on, show on the screen. Come on, where you at? Poll results. Most people say Wyvern, not Wyvern. Okay, so Wyvern. 77% of the votes. New poll. We got a new poll. All right. So the question is, do you think fans can be worth $100 for a 3-pack? So for 3 fans, would you ever spend $100 on 3 fans? 3 case fans, $100. That's the question. Honestly, the Corsair fans, I have always felt are a little bit expensive. Sure, the premium, but I guess the reason you would buy them is it could either be related to thermals, acoustics, or the how nicely it plays with the rest of the RGB software in your system, right? Corsair has a pretty good RGB control software, and if you have their hubs and you have their cases and everything plugs in together, it all plays very nicely together, as opposed to mix and matching all these off-brand like case fans and stuff like that. So but it seems like so far most of the people voting are saying no, 3-pack of fans for $100 seems too overpriced. Oh yeah, I should have put 3-pack of 120mm fans. That's a good point. It's Nate. Yeah, 200 if it was 3 200mm fans maybe, but Kevin, no, I'll never pay $100 for 3 fans. Shauner says, IQ is such a nice software, to be honest, and the ML fans should last super, super long. I don't think I've ever paid more than 20 USD for a fan, says Patrick McGovern. Hey, what's up, PR Tech? Welcome to the stream. Corsair fans are the best, says Jason Whitmer. If you care about aesthetics, it's worth the money. Yeah, I don't, unfortunately. Well, maybe fortunately, because it's cheaper otherwise. But okay, while people are answering that poll and discussing about the fans, I have everything, I believe. Yep, got that, got those, got all that. We have 32 gigabytes of RAM. All right, so the price for this is coming in right now, and I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Prices are always fluctuating. Let's just round this to $2,600, because we didn't throw in a Windows key, as well as, you know, prices can fluctuate. So we can say this build can be $2,600 to make it nice and round. So $2,600 versus they're charging $3,300. I forget if there's tax on this. Let me add this to cart. If there should be tax. Let me do this off screen so I don't get my info out there. That's one of the things with when you do price comparisons. So you have to look at the shipping and the tax too, because when you buy all the parts from Amazon or Newegg, it's usually free shipping, but it's kind of a different question when you're considering someone trying to buy a pre-built, because they wouldn't build themselves anyways. And you know, there's definitely like viable reasons for not wanting to build your own, at least your first PC on your own. So yeah, don't give anyone grief about that. But the tax thing too, like when I did the build Redux, they had no tax in my state. So that, yep, okay, so there's tax. So tax prices will be the same on both. So we're talking about a $700 markup, which in my opinion, and I say this in the video too, that is too much. This is this is a high-end system, so it does take more work to build this compared to, say, a budget $800 build. You've got AIOs going on, you got extra fans to install, you're building in, like, I guess you're building in a nicer case, which should make it easier, but there's still a lot more going on here than with a cheap case that uses a stock cooler. So, hey! What's up, Doback Slaps? And Doback is back. Doback, I'm sorry your name did not make it on the membership shout-out appreciation because it lapsed, and I just quickly copied and pasted everything, but your name should be... Your name, I'm going to put it in there in yellow, like super MVP, but thank you for all the gifted memberships that you're giving right now, which I need to fix my notification to show that. But what's up, Doback? Hope you're doing well. Doback the MVP. I wish I could pin your thing, but it does not let me pin. But we'll do this. Doback from Extreme Zone. Hype, 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 hype. The legend. I'm thinking himself, but it might be herself, might be themself. But the legend of Doback. But yeah, so since we have a smaller group here, I'm gonna be getting a bunch of other people's opinions once the video on... Hey, the thing came up, but it's broken because I broke it. Let me see. Ah, there we go. I got it back. Alright, we're gonna have this notification sound, which we haven't seen all stream, pop up quite a bit. So let me get a moment to drink. We got a bunch of pop-ups. Yes. Okay. But what are you guys' thoughts? $700 for a build fee. Is that okay, given the price of the PC? Is that excessive? Etc. What are you guys' thoughts? Let me know in the comments. But for me, it is... when I look at a pre-built company, I always try to think of it like, could I recommend this to like a family member or close friend or like my audience? Phynix PC's 2 lower end builds, I definitely can, because I broke down the pricing and stuff, and their build fees on their cheapest system is actually like $70. It's crazy cheap. Right here, like this Harpy PC at $880. I pieced out exactly every part in this build. It came out to like $810, $820. So that one's an easy recommend. That is a reasonable build fee. The next one up was like $200 build fee, which is still in the ballpark of being okay. But $700. It's not custom water cooled, it's AIO cooled. So yeah, $3,300 versus the parts coming in at, if we round up, $2,600. No, I'm not talking about for a water-cooled Benz video. Yeah, of course, for if you do like hardline tubing, that's all based on like $1 per hour rate that people would normally charge. Which, honestly, bending tubes and making sure it doesn't leak and making it look good, that's a special skill that you could easily charge $50 to $100 per hour if you wanted. It's just one of those things, kind of like carpentry and things like that. But for a system that just uses off-the-shelf parts that are just installed together, $700. Patrick McGovern says, I would say it's excessive. For that much, there better not be a single scratch or fingerprint on the entire thing, and I better be able to use that packaging as furniture, lol. Yeah, well, honestly, the scratch and fingerprint thing, to me, that doesn't matter, because when it comes to me and I touch it, it's gonna get that stuff. What is your I asked this in a previous stream, but we have different people here, so I'm gonna ask it again. Okay, so we're gonna have some, and we're just gonna do it in... We're gonna do it in $100 increments just because I only have limited options, but yeah, so most people say that the fans are not worth $100 for a 3-pack. But the next poll question is, so what do you think is an ideal build fee for both company and customer? So I know as we all as customers want the cheapest build fees, right? But we have to be reasonable. We got to pay the people for the work that they do. And, you know, the companies and system integrators do deserve some money for providing good customer service, for warranty, and for basically part hunting for the things so that you don't have to, and assembling the system, as well as sometimes optimizing it, installing Windows, things like that. So there is inherent value to having someone build a PC for you. Please don't be an elitist that thinks that no one should ever buy from a system integrator. That doesn't help anybody or help the conversation. But what do you think is, maybe I should ask, what is the max ideal build fee? But most of the votes coming in are saying 100 and then 200. And then some people say 300 to 400, which I'm surprised there's that many votes for 400, or if any at all, because my personal cap is probably like 300, and that's on like really high-end systems like this Wyvern. If this system costs $3,300, then the $300 build fee would equate to 10% of its cost, which I think, yeah, I think that would be my upper limit. Now, obviously, when you get to lower-end systems, let's say $800 systems, I would still think $100. There's like a bare minimum, right? It's not worth their time doing if they sell, let's say, a $600 system and only charge $600 for the build fee because of everything else that goes on. So, I think like a minimum $100 build fee is probably like, it sounds about right, up to $300 for higher end systems. But what we're seeing here, which Mohammed, if you're still around, it sounds like you have a lot to spend on a system. I could not recommend. Do we just get more? What's going on here? What did I just miss? We got Citrus. Oh man. Okay, I gotta write these names down now. So we got Mike 1360, Doback Slaps, and Citrus with the very generous membership giftings. No. I wouldn't say no. Doback didn't get showed up. Maybe for this stream, but Doback has done so much in the past that he's definitely, you know, top tier member and supporter. And thank you for that. But Citrus, thank you for all the gifted memberships. Hopefully all the people, feel free to start spamming those emotes once you get them. Yeah, but okay. Shauner says, not gonna lie, for a mid to high end system, I think like 150 to 200 is about it. Beyond that, it should be a complex / custom loop modded build. Yeah, so I'm being a little bit more lenient, saying up to 300, but ideally for me, I would agree with you, Shauner, 200. Like no more than 200. Once you get to 300, you better have the best customer support, best response times, best like return or like repair. You know, like there is some value to pay a little bit more, but it's got to be beyond just the parts. And with Phynix PC, the difficulty about it is they're technically a new company. Sure, they've been around with Artesian, but Artesian didn't have the best reputation. So Phynix PC being a brand new company, and I'll say this in my video that's coming out this weekend, I don't think they're in a position to charge as much as they are for their high-end system. Again, their first two systems, the Harpy and the Siren, they're priced really well. The next two systems, they start to charge quite a bit on the labor side of things, assuming that they're getting the parts for what we can get them for. Hopefully, they're not getting the parts. Oh my goodness. You guys, I can't even finish a thought and you guys are gifting more memberships. Thank you. We got like the battle. Yeah, you guys are awesome. I think you guys are making every single person in here basically a member. We got Mike 1360 with some more memberships, as well as Doback Slaps coming back with another 5. Y'all are awesome. And yeah, I need to fix my little notification thing. They're still going off. I accidentally pressed the... Here we go. Licit World Tech. Give me 1 second. I can check on that for you. I don't think this is updating yet. I can't find it. But if you ask... Oh, wait. Licit World Tech. You've been a member for 27 days. So, coming up on a month. Yeah, there's only 89 people right now actively watching. Or 94 on my end. But... Oh, nope. They updated to 89. But yeah. Pretty much everyone's going to be a member. So... Yeah, see, so when they gift this many subs, which this is like a great problem to have, I have to modify the size of the membership appreciation, because obviously you can only fit so much in that little panel, right? So, oh man. This is so funny. Is this not centered? I need to center that. Let me know when you guys start going crazy from that notification sound, because I can shut it off. But okay, so let's see. What was you saying? Shane Eslick says, Kevin, no. I asked the Phynix guys and they said that their build feed worked as a percent of their parts cost, so it increases as part cost increases. And then Pilokun says, oh my god, that is stupid. Why would the build fee increase based on the cost of the PC? This is really gonna go on forever. I'm gonna go on for one more. Yes, a lot of people got gifted. Jason Whitmer says, Danny, can I get a custom mousepad made of no merch? I want to get those mouse pads out, but I just haven't had the time to research into what the best companies to go for is. It would be cool to get some kind of like mouse pad or desk mat. So I need to get on that. Keep on bugging me about it and I will eventually. Citrus says, that sound is not annoying, just may get in the way of you talking. And I don't think I can adjust the volume. Nope, I cannot on my end. I would have to go into the stream elements thing. Jason Whitmer, yeah. WoW has been distracting me. Alright, we're taking that away. Okay, so back to the discussion about Phynix PC. So yeah, to me, $700 is a little bit, not a little bit, it's pretty excessive. I give them my feedback in the video. Hopefully they watch the video and hopefully, I don't think they're in the stream right now, but if you are, hopefully, you know, they take the feedback to heart and adjust their prices. Because let's just take a look at this. For $3,300, Mohammed, if you're still there, because we're doing this to help you out, but this is just good discussion in general. For $3,300, let's go look at NZXT for a second. Which, by the way, and I mentioned this in the video, I'm not an NZXT shill. I have called them out for high prices before, but I think NZXT is just a company that people know and are familiar with. There's plenty that I can look at, but I know that they have a PC that is around this much. So let's take a look at they have a Creator Plus PC and a Creator Pro PC. So this is the competition to Phynix PC's build right here. So let's see what we get for the NZXT $3,300 build. We get a 3090, so that's a jump up from a 3080 Ti. Let's look at the specs. We get a 12900K, not a KF, right? So you get that integrated graphics if you want to use QuickSync for whatever reason. You have a Z690. They don't say what board it is, but I can almost guarantee it's an NZXT board at this high of a cost. What else do you get? You get 64 gigabytes of RAM, not just 32 as we saw. So in this 1 terabyte drive, everything else is going to be somewhat standard. I mean, you might not like the NZXT H510 case Elite compared to Lian Li. That'd be one thing. The power supply is 850 watts and not 1,000, but I mean, this build costs 3,300, and you're starting to see that you're getting more for your value in all these different areas. But let's take a look at the NZXT $3,000 PC. This one comes with the 3080 Ti. This one comes with the 12900K. This one also comes with 32 gigs of RAM, T-Force Delta RGB, so it's going to be almost exactly the same as the Phynix PC. 1TB SSD, Z690 board, 750 watt power supply. So the only Phynix PC gives a bigger power supply, and maybe if you like the case, that's like the only thing they have going for it. But this NZXT build is effectively almost $300 cheaper than Phynix. And we know NZXT has been around for longer, and they have a much bigger team. So in terms of warranty and customer support, remember, a warranty is only as good as a company stays afloat. You could have a lifetime warranty or a 10-year warranty from a company, and if they go under, you're out of luck. Your labor warranty is just gone. Phynix PC being as new as they are, I'm not saying they're gonna go out of business. I actually hope they don't go out of business. We need more competition in every facet of like the PC space. But Phynix PC being out for or around for as long as they have been, being kind of new, I don't think you can charge $300 more for an almost equivalent system compared to NZXT. Why would anyone consider Phynix over NZXT considering the cost and the specs? Pillowcoon says, why is it so extreme in the US when it comes to having to pay for everything? Well, no. Having to pay for stuff is not an issue. It's just when something costs more than it's actually worth. We're talking about a $700 build fee from a company here. Though I'm not sure if your comment was referred to me or to someone that someone else says. My queue is still at 18 minutes, so I think we're doing good on time. It should be perfect. Thoughts on the what is this? Khalil asks, what happened to your face? My face? I got rashes on my face. Okay. So, oh, no, I can't look at this yet. I need to check Twitter first. I don't think we have that many. Sweet. Okay. Perfect. Not having many here works perfectly when I rant a lot and talk. Are we doing... Yes, we are doing Twitter submissions. I got yours up, Kevin. And then we'll look at the other one. Yeah, dropping the Phynix build fee to 400 is still playing to compete with this one. Yeah. So I think what Phynix PC has to do is definitely compete with the companies that are charging more reasonable build fees. I know there are companies that like Overkill PC or even like Power GPU that do have really excessive build fees. But Phynix PC should not be trying to compete with them because they're still too new of a company. I can't speak on Overkill. I don't know how long Overkill's been around, but Power GPU has been around for a really long time. So they've built up this reputation where people would vouch for anything they do, no matter what. So, yeah. But okay, we do have a Twitter submission. Pretty good combo would do. Yeah, we saw this the previous week. I'm not sure if it was Shauner that posted it. I think it was Shauner. But, alright, so we got Kevin with this deal. We got a 2-pack. What does this mean? $140. Why would you call this a 2-pack? That's so confusing. When Amazon shows 2-pack, I would think that I'm getting 2 combos. Like 2 SSDs and 2 sets of RAM, but I don't think that's the case. Steam Group, 16 gigabytes of RAM, okay, with a 1 terabyte, okay, 16 gigabytes of RAM is like $50, maybe 60 for RGB, and then 1 terabyte drive, Z440 for $80, so, and then you can save an extra $10 off. Yeah, I think it should be called a bundle, not a 2-pack. Oh my goodness, Citrus, I'm gonna let some of the Spitfire alerts come through. Okay, yeah, I gotta put... There's no way for me to check past these streams, like, how many times a person has gifted a membership. Which, I feel bad for her because I definitely want to like put you guys at like the top in glowing name and stuff, but I don't know if at this point if Doback or Citrus has given more memberships. I'll put you all at the same level, and I'll put it in alphabetical order just to be fair, but still. Thank you for the tremendous support. Thank you for giving other people memberships so that they can enjoy using emojis during the stream, as well as get a like small discount on merch. As well as be able to use emojis on comments and stuff, and just have the badge next to their name, which definitely highlights, you know, them when they leave comments or are in the stream. So I appreciate that. Omega membership, people who can donate more than 10 memberships. I wish there was a way for me to do that on YouTube in the panel to like, to be able to like make names highlight even more. So, or like to highlight people who have gifted memberships. So everyone who has just received a gifted membership from anybody, not just Citrus, but for anyone who has gifted previously, please be sure to thank them. Just because they don't have to do it, and they're doing it out of the kindness of their heart, and maybe because they like this little jingle that pops up on the screen, who knows? But yeah, I definitely appreciate it, and yeah, I don't have, like, it's hard for me to put into words why someone who could already watch my stream for free would do this many times too. That's a lot of money being donated. Like, I know the option is there, but the fact that people have like do it to this degree, it blows my mind. They just want to see the Carlton dance, yes, with the Nernabudge jingle. But yeah, back to this deal from Kevin. So we're looking at $130. So honestly, first of all, I've used this RAM, I've used this SSD. They both work fine. Most SSDs and RAM are already going for the price where you can get it for the same price as this bundle. So I wouldn't say this is like too much of a like an amazing deal. I'd say this is pretty standard. Okay, so next up, we had someone who wanted to look up the CyberPower PC. Can I find it on their website? Here we go. Windows Desktop. So it's going for cheaper on Amazon. So this is the GX IVR something 4810. 16 gigs, 3060. Okay. 16 gigs of RAM, 3060. So we're looking at this one, right? Oh, and they say to go to Amazon, which has the cheaper price. It's $1,200 on Amazon. They need to update this. So we're looking at CyberPower PC. So let's look at the specs of this thing for $1,200. One of the best pre-builts, Jaguar Plus, one of the best pre-builts, just pure specs wise. Let me see if it's still, man, how am I forgetting the name of the company already? Starforge PC, Starforge Systems. Okay. So one of the best value, you're saying $700 to $900. So Phynix PC has decent value based on what the parts are worth, but if you look at this system, wait, didn't they lower? It's 1,000. They upped the price, but you get a 6600 XT for $1,000. There's not that most companies don't operate in the sub 1,000 range when it comes to pre-builds. And if they do, they're usually pulling some weird stuff like using 1660s or using 10th gen processors or like cutting a lot of corners. Starforge, I feel like with the 6600 XT in there, brings a lot of value to this. The only issue that most people are going to have with it is that they use 11th gen and not 12th gen, which there's like a noticeable difference in performance as well as, you know, upgradability and future proofability. But I would say this is one of the better value PCs around that price point. For $900 specifically, Phynix PC has one for $880, so So when you guys gift memberships, oh my goodness, Doback slaps. You're a madman. Doback slaps. I'm gonna let a few of them run. But when y'all gift the memberships, because I don't know what it looks like on my end. Hey, look, you guys are in the chat over here on the screen. This is the chat that I'm looking at right here. But do you see whether or not the person you're gifting the membership to has a membership currently or not? Doback Slaps, Citrus, and Mike are all Santa Clauses. So it doesn't tell you, so you just have to wait for people to type and not have a highlighted name. Okay, gotcha. And then you can gift it. Bro, I think this is like the first stream that the memberships were out. It was pretty crazy, but I think this stream tops that one in terms of the generosity and gifted membership. Thank you. Like, again, this is crazy. This is blowing my mind. And I hope the years of, content that I've made have made it worth it, at least for you guys to give these memberships. Because I would feel bad if you didn't get that much value out of my content and my channel, and you've donated like $100 worth of gifted subs. So I'm hoping that I have provided value to you in some way, where you have saved a lot of money just based on watching my videos or being inspired or whatever, so that you can now give back. So I appreciate that. Live free or rip. You run the OG ones that are coming. I'm coming up on 7 years on YouTube now. In January, I will hit 7 years. So, yeah, it's crazy. All right. That's enough for the gifted subs. So, let's take a look at this because somebody asked for it. All right, so we're looking at a $1,200 system. It has an 11600 KF with a 3060. I feel just by looking at okay, what else is there? Oh, I thought I hid this. Bro, we gotta support Danny. He might be patient 0 for a new variant. I don't think so. I'm feeling really good right now. I just got these rashes on my face. They need to go away. If these are permanent, I'm gonna be pretty sad because I'm still relatively young and I have a lot of life to live. And I don't want these red spots all over my face, but I'm sure there are worse problems to have. This is actually just aesthetic, so I should actually be more grateful that it's not worse. But anyways, let's go to this build real quick so we can at least get through this because someone was asking as if they were gonna buy it. Okay, $1,200, 11600 KF, B560 chipset, 16 gigs of RAM, 500 gigabyte NVMe drive. All right, I want to go to PC part picker for this real quick. Just because, oops, I did not mean to do that. I want to calculate what their supposed build fee is, 11600 KF, and because I don't know everything about their, yeah, what the heck, why would you, okay, I can already tell. Between an 11600 KF versus a 12400, which is 12400 costs like 170 bucks. We can already see that this isn't going to be that value oriented, but we'll just add it and see. And then we'll change the motherboard here. What they had a B560. I'm not gonna choose the cheapest B560. At least give let's see. We'll do something like a. We'll do a B560 Steel Legend. Let's see what. The cooler that looks like a stock cooler to me. What would you agree? They don't say anything about yeah. So we'll assume the stock cooler in it. We'll get 16 gigabytes of RAM. We'll let them have RGB. So where's the first RGB kit? Not they don't give enough information for us to be able to properly fill this out. The RAM actually doesn't look like it's RGB in this system, but this picture is also very generic, so we don't know. So actually, no, I'll give them T-Force Vulcan Z's. That's a solid kit. Vulcan Z's 3200. Where you at? Vulcan. Vulcan Z 3216. There we go. 50 bucks for the RAM. Oh, and then this has a 500 NVMe. So we will put in something like we'll put a $40 drive in there. We'll go with the SN. Yeah, we'll go with like a SN570. It probably would have been quicker for me to just clear the PC part picker list, but I didn't see any option to do that. So RTX 3060. Let's just assume it's a Ventus one for 380. Yeah. So we're not choosing the most like cheapest part option, so we're giving some flexibility in price here. But we're just trying to figure out what the value of all these parts is. I'm thinking this comes in at about 1,000 or something. Which, if that's the case, then a $200 build fee isn't the end of the world. What else we got? For 1 terabyte, we need to choose a case. What case is this? It's a CyberPower tempered glass case. So we will put in... I'll put a $100 case in. So I'm not going to grab, like, the cheapest. Or maybe something like 80 bucks. Let's see. Fractal design. Wow, there are so many cases between the, like, $60 to $100 range. There's way too many cases. We'll go with the Thermaltake Divider 300 TG. And the power supply, do they even say? They don't have all the specs for this, so I'm just gonna put in a 600 watt power supply. And we'll get rid of these fans too. Okay, let's see. So 600 watt. I mean, I don't think CyberPower is putting in like these very high end. Yeah, they put in a 600 watt smart. So yeah, something like the Thermaltake Smart. So we'll just add that in there because we know that's what they use. Wait, what the hell? Wait. This person, 1 terabyte, not SSD. 1 terabyte spinner drive. Let me see this. No, oh, okay, it has a 1 terabyte and a 500 gigabyte. Got it. I was about to say, can I not have? That's gonna be like a $30 drive about. 1 terabyte Western Digital Seagate Barracuda. Yeah, 30 some bucks. That sounds about right. So this build comes in right now. Do I have everything? Operating system. Assume 15 bucks. We'll round this up to almost $1,000. So we're gonna ignore the promo discount and then add about, let's just say $15 for Windows. That brings it up to almost $980. So we'll say this is $1,000 PC if you build it yourself, which means CyberPower charging $1,200 for it isn't the end of the world. That's a $200, build fee, customer support, warranty, all that good stuff. You could argue that the case that they use is not going to be as good as something that you could find on your own. But again, we're not talking about people who can build their own systems. We're looking for, which, when I went to PAX and I surveyed people, there were so many PC gamers that bought pre-built PCs, as well as a handful of PC gamers. When I asked them what brand of graphics cards they had in their system, AMD or Nvidia, they couldn't even tell me. And to me, that's fine. It's like if you were to ask me in my car something like specific about its engine or something like that. I don't remember. I don't care. I have a Toyota Yaris. It takes me from point A to point B. I don't need to know, like, I think mine, like, how many liters the engine is or things like that, or anything like that. So equate that similarly to people who like PC gaming but not necessarily building PCs or upgrading their own PCs, right? But yeah, I wanted to make a point on that because I know I'm foreseeing a lot of hate comments of people saying, how do you not know what's in your PC even? But I think it's totally fine to not know what's in your PC. Like, there's plenty of stuff that is beyond, like, your own knowledge in other aspects of your life, that, you know, if you're not interested in it, but you can still utilize it, then it's fine. Like, can you tell me what kind of nails and screws are used in your house, as well as how it was, like, built in terms of the types of wood and all that? No, you just live in the house, right? So you're not a nerd about it, like, let's say someone who builds homes is, and just apply that to PC, if that makes sense. Extreme Zone, yeah, some people use their PC, they don't adore it, and that's completely fine. Like, people need to get over the fact that not everybody has the same enthusiasm or, like, hobbies as them. I think PC gaming is a totally separate hobby than building PCs. You can do one or the other, like, exclusively. Though, most of the time, if you're building PCs... Actually, no. I would say some of the mom and pop shops around me with, like, some of the older owners, they probably don't PC game, but they build PCs for people, and they build servers and things like that. So, yeah, you can build PCs without gaming. Like, there's probably a big market of those types of people. Hot Take says, it's Nate. Monitor is the most important part of... Yeah. My lips were getting chapped on the side here. Thanks for the reminder for the water. Hot Take, monitor is the most important part of the PC. It's not even part of it. The most important part... In terms of, yeah... the most important part... Let me think about this one. I guess, Nate, please elaborate. Why is it the most important part? It is definitely pretty underappreciated. I agree with Patrick McGovern there. Obviously, there are a lot of most important parts because you wouldn't have a working computer setup if you don't have, let's say, a CPU, if you don't have storage, if you don't have RAM, etc. So saying the monitor is the most important part, I would say for a gaming experience, a good gaming experience, a monitor may not necessarily be the most important part. Like, you can get by with a $50 1080p monitor and a good system rather than, like, a mediocre system with a high refresh rate, high resolution monitor, right? Like, what's going to give you the better gaming experience? I think the 1080p monitor, though I'm not a resolution snob. I got 2 minutes left to my queue. But, yeah. You could argue a lot of different parts are super important, but hey, what's up, Rohan? I'm good. How are you? Monitor's the end result. It's what you see when it's all done. Yeah, without a monitor, they have to coexist, right? There's no point in... Actually, no, there is a point in using a PC without a monitor, because you can temporarily use a monitor, get it set up to mine or something, or to, like, run some programs or scripts, and then disconnect the monitor, and then you're still effectively using the PC for something, even though you don't have any output. So, how could you argue that the monitor is more important than, say, the CPU? Because you can't even do anything with the monitor except maybe attach a console to it if you didn't have an up and running PC. But this is just like, yeah, Jason Whitmer, my home server is headless, so it has no monitor. But I get what Nate's saying. I would agree with what Patrick said. The monitor is very underappreciated, so I would agree in that sense. But alright. We have crossed 2 hours in the stream. We had a lot to talk about tonight. We did a lot of stuff. We had crazy gifted memberships from... We got Citrus, we got Doback Slaps, and then Mike1360 as well earlier on the stream, so I do appreciate that. Right now, I'm going to spend the next 5 to 10 minutes And I'll show you guys. Let me see, browser, game capture. Let me see if I can show you what I've been doing in the background. So here is my Wrath of the Lich King queue. I have been queuing since the beginning of stream. So we are going to be running a raid tonight, me and the group of people I play with. Jason Whitmer is a part of that group. He's playing a DK, a Death Knight. But yeah, so queue is about to end. I'm about to hop on a WoW. But for the remainder of the stream, let's just hang out and talk in chat with not much other distractions going on. How's everyone doing? Yeah, so the stream, or during prime time, because we're playing on a fresh PvP server on WoW, there's not that many of them, so many people want to play a fresh start. But I'm playing on Sky Fury. The queues have been getting up to 4 hours, so what you have to do is time your login based on what you're doing the rest of the day. So when I popped on queue tonight, it was only 2.5 hours. So I did it almost at the beginning of the stream. Oh, I'm in. If y'all want to see what my my paladin looks like, here's my paladin. It is a female paladin. Let me see if I can scale this. Game capture. It's not letting me move it. Game capture. Here we go. Yeah, so this is my character on WoW. And I'm just gonna log in with while this is in the background. But yeah, I don't think many people that follow me play WoW. Do you guys? Yeah, I've always been an Alliance person on WoW. Just aesthetically, the architecture in Alliance feels so much better. I can't do it with like the mud huts and like sticks and tents and stuff. I'm definitely like a stone building type of person. But yeah. This is your first time even seeing WoW, Shane? Really? It seems like a lot's going on in the UI and stuff, but once you get used to it, it's not too bad. But yeah, so I hit 70 in like 2 weeks, just so that I can get ready for the Wrath Classic launch. But yeah, let's see, what else do we got going on here? How is the Z690 Aorus Ultra? 0 issues whatsoever. You're talking about the ITX board I put in my build, right? Yeah, 0 issues whatsoever. Yeah, no issues. I want to play some Fightcade action with you. Yeah, Kevin Ngo, definitely. Are you following me on Twitter? Shoot me a DM. We could get that set up. Because Jason Whitmer and some of the other guys are also very into the fight stick like style games. So it's Nate says, thanks for the great stream. You missed it by upgrade to Noah on a big budget. Hey, thank you for the upgrade. I will get your name on that list, Nate. I appreciate that. Closest game I've played to WoW is Wizard 101. I've never even heard of that genre. Let me look this up. Wizard 101. Oh, okay. This massive multiplayer 2008. Okay, looks kind of like a Maple Story type of, more of like a, I don't want to say childish, but a more kid-friendly version of WoW. Just based on what I can see in the screenshots. But hey, an MMO is an MMO. It's a different gaming experience that you can't really get elsewhere. Rohan Aurora says, I have a GTX 1060 from 4 years ago. Is it really worth it to upgrade to the 3060? It is available for 500 USD in my country. I play Fortnite and Valorant in 2K. Yeah, a 3060 would be a huge upgrade from a 1060. 500 USD in your country. That's that overseas like premium. But I'd say we're so close to the next release. The only issue I've had with trying to tell people to wait for next generation is availability and the high premium prices on any product launch. Like, do you really think a 4060, if it released, will be anywhere less than $400 retail prices? I don't care what Nvidia says the MSRP suggested is supposed to be. I'm talking about when people go to Newegg and Amazon. How much do you really think a 4060, once it's available and in stock, how much people are going to be paying for it. I'm thinking 400 plus, because that's what 3060s were at realistically sitting at for the longest time. So and I know you're working with a different currency and 500 USD. So what I'm saying is the 3060 is going to give good performance and come in a decent amount under the 4060. So I wouldn't necessarily sway people away from getting a current gen card unless they're looking at the highest end top line performance. But this person here says they have a 1060 currently, and a 3060 would be a phenomenal upgrade. So yeah. Yeah, Jason says, someone tried to show me RuneScape after I was already playing WoW in 2005. Seemed like such a downgrade. Exactly. I feel like once you play WoW, most other MMOs, just the way that they're built, like, first of all, WoW is one of the few MMOs that has as many add-ons, if not the only MMO that allows the amount of add-ons that it does. Like, but not only that, just like the UI, the functionality, like the chat systems, everything about it, it's so much like of a different league compared to any other MMO I've played. Even compared to something that's big box office like Final Fantasy 14. You play 14 after playing WoW, and then you ask yourself, like, why can't it do so many of these things? Like, I know Final Fantasy has its own storyline that is like great, and people love that, and it's more like Japanese anime inspired in terms of the graphic style. But just in terms of the systems going on behind the scenes, WoW is hard to beat. But yeah. Oh yeah, and then Shane X's brought up a good point too. A 3060 in your country, you said, is 500 USD. How much are the AMD cards, and are you willing to go over to AMD? Because if you are, then you might be able to get a 6600 XT or a 6700 XT for around the same price, if not less, and give you better performance. But it all depends on what you want. Shane, oh yeah, and then obviously, yeah, there's this part too. You can't tell people to wait for the 4060 and not upgrade to something like the 3060 or even 3070, because 4060s aren't even going to be a launch graphics card. I'm pretty sure of that. I'm not going to say I'm 100% sure, but if we go by what NVIDIA did previously and what makes sense, trying to get people to buy the higher end cards, because if you release like the mid to upper mid tier cards, a lot of the people who buy 30 like top end 4090s or 3090s, I think they would go for the lower end card. They're trying to like jam as many people into buying the higher end cards as they could until people slow down, and then they start releasing the other tiers. Lisette World Tech, why did they make the 4090 so ugly? Not all 4090s are going to be as ugly as the Zotac one. It's just, for whatever reason, Zotac's trying to look different, and I don't think it's good. Patrick McGovern, they're going to wait for inventory to sell on 30 series before they start selling lower end stuff. I mean, that totally makes sense. I'm just curious how long, like, what month next year will they actually be available 4060s for purchase? Hey Falco64, I'm doing well. How are you doing? Stream is about to end in a few minutes now, so yeah, if you caught it late, there will be the playback, or you could always go back right now and watch the beginning of the stream. But the VOD will always be there. Lisette World Tech, I can't wait to own an RTX card for the first time. What? Wait, what are you on again? It's Nate says, who had that 3070 Ti that is upgrading soon? Want to sell the 3070 Ti? So whoever was trying to upgrade from the 3070 Ti, Nate's trying to buy it. But I will put the disclaimer. If you do a deal with other viewers of my stream or other people on my channel, like in the comment section and stuff like that, I am not responsible if you end up getting scammed or losing your money, or if you get a broken card, or like the person doesn't or people reverse charges. Just saying, you do have a higher chance of meeting like people who are PC enthusiasts that aren't gonna rip you off in my chat, but there are always two-faced people out there. You probably have a better chance of buying something safely from people in my community than you do, say, Craigslist or an OfferUp like ad that seems too good to be true. But still, just be very careful if you are to buy or sell things between yourselves. All right, have a good night, Extreme Zone 987. All right, and with that said, oh yeah, you can set it up on hardware swap, but it would be the same thing because hardware swap, I guess you just would not want to scam there because you could lose your reputation if you have one built up. But hardware swap essentially is just doing PayPal to PayPal goods and services, which you can do, with anybody through DMs and anything. You don't have to do hardware swap. But yeah, having it set up on there, at least you can get mods to help you out if anything goes wrong, I guess. They can't help you out on the PayPal side, but they can help you out by banning that person. And you can check out their Reddit rep if they care about that. So yeah. All right, that's gonna wrap it up for this stream though. Thank you to everyone for being here as always. Thank you again to the super generous channel member donors. As always, again, you blow me away with your generosity and just for, you're doing something to help not only like myself out because the memberships help me and the channel out, but you're helping other members of the community get, just have more fun in the streams with the unlocking of emotes as well as the badges next to your name. So I really do appreciate that. But new video coming out this weekend. You can see I have 2 Phynix PCs sitting next to me. It is going to be the review of Phynix PCs, and then this one is just another thing that I'm helping a friend of mine troubleshoot. This won't be a video, but yeah, review of Phynix PCs, the full build review videos coming this weekend. But other than that, I hope you all have a safe rest of your week. Have a great weekend coming up, and yeah, I'll see you in the comments of the upcoming video as well as in the stream next week. We have not missed a stream, coming up on almost a year of one stream a week, so trying to keep that streak up. But yeah, have a great night everyone, and I will talk to you later. Bye bye.